best. Rolling starts are the best because it's like we were already having a conversation. It's like, oh, hi guys. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
It'd be funny if we have a rolling in to where we're like still talking and it's fading out and going to like a talk show.
Yeah, you know what? There's
Let me tell you something else, Car. I'll tell you something else and then fade.
There's a song and it's by one of those new dudes. I think it's like Lil Uzi Vert or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I only like the song because I heard a marching band play it first, so I play it because it reminds me of the marching band song or whatever. And like he's just rapping, and the song just feels long because he's just rapping and he just keeps fucking going. And eventually, at the end of the song, they just start fading the fuck down, and he's still rapping. And he's still going just as much as he's always done, but they just kind of just slowly just kind of turn it down, and then the song's over. I mean, but which is different. It's different than that one Raheem Devon song. I think it's called "Guess Who Loves You More," where he starts.
Guess Who Loves You Better. Is it that one?
Yeah. That song.
Something, whatever.
Yeah, and like he's like at the end when he's doing all his ad libs and stuff like that, and he's getting like really worked up about this about the lady that he's singing about, and like at the end of the song, he actually says, "In fact, I'm on my way right now." And then you can hear him drop his fucking headphones. He walks out the booth, and they just let the music run for a little bit because literally,
I remember that one.
While recording the song, he got the fuck up and left. And they was just, they're probably just all looking at each other like, what do we do? You know what? Just wait a minute. Just fade it down. Just keep fading down. Just keep fading down. Because, like, in the song, I don't know if it was set up that way and it's just like an act, but he literally fucking walks away from the fucking microphone. And he gets like really worked up about it and says, I'm on my way. And then he just fucking drops everything and he just leaves. Which is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm Live. I'm back in the building. I had to say that for myself because I'll tell y'all what happened last time in a minute. But both Chase and Sam are in the building.
Yep, man.
And they both had to hold it down for your boy. Let me tell you what happened to your boy. I've been having a little bit of health issues for the past few weeks. And last week at about 6:30-ish, I was not feeling well. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to lay it down for a little bit before the show. So I laid down. And my girl said that she didn't want to bother me with the shit. But she never really thinks about the podcast and stuff. And eventually, I guess I slept through my alarm. I set an alarm, and I slept right through that shit. And like I woke up like after the show was over and was like, "Oh shit, I forgot." And it was just and both of y'all were just like, "Well, we just did the show anyway," which I haven't gotten around to yet. I have not listened to the show because it's been like super busy in between the couple of health issues I'm having right now, and everything else. I've also been having some issues with my feet, which is just like really bad because it means that there's a lot that I can't do, like paint. When I paint, I stand there behind the table and I paint. So I haven't been able to paint either. And like all of these things, like, is one of those things where it's like, you don't realize how much you need your feet until they don't work right, or until it hurts to walk.
Is it diabetes issues?
Yes. Now here's the thing. I had about a month ago. I was having a thing where my foot was hurting, and I went to the doctor, and it got really, really bad. So I got up and I went to the doctor, and they told me like the doctor lady. Patients first is my primary, so it could be a myriad of doctors that I actually talk to. So I go and she doesn't talk to me very long at all. Like she tries to feel my feet and was like, "Does this hurt? Does that hurt?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't hurt to touch. It's just really fucking painful." So she's just like, "All right, I'm gonna give you these pills and we're gonna test you. We're gonna take some blood and we're gonna test you to see if you have the gout." And I'm like, "Okay, that's all you gonna do?" And she was just like, "Yep, that's it. That's all we need to do. Just take these pills and you should be fine." So I took the pills at the time and, it kind of went away. All right, cool. Then, like, Friday, it came back. And when it came back with a vengeance. I believe it's just the neuropathy that's associated with diabetes, like Chase just said. But the main thing is they don't believe that my medicine is working anymore.
Are you losing your feeling in your feet and stuff?
No, it's just it's like a itchy, burny, and then just like stabbing pain sensation. It's
Right, but like if you take a toothpick, can you know what I mean?
No, I mean like it's really just like something crazy. Like this happened before and I looked it up and someone said you should just ice them. So I iced them and eventually I was okay. But like at one point, like this is like a few months ago, like it was really hard to go to sleep because of what was happening with my feet. And then someone said ice them. I iced them and then I was able to get through a night's sleep and I was okay. But this just when it came back, I got up and I went in yesterday on Saturday. That's the plus of having patients first as your primary doctor. You can just go on fucking Saturday, um, or you can just go anytime you need to, and you don't have to worry about waiting for a fucking appointment. But I went and I explained to him what was happening. He was like, "Yeah, it sounds like neuropathy." So they took some blood. They were gonna check and everything else. And like because of what was happening Friday night, I didn't eat very much. Like I hadn't really had anything to eat since like lunch on Friday. Like I think I may have had like some hot pockets on Friday night. And like when I got up on Saturday, I had like a granola bar, like nothing really that serious. And so like he was like, "Yeah, we need to check all of this stuff." And then when he came back to talk to me after they took the blood or whatever, he told me, and I took my medicine and stuff like I was supposed to, but like my blood sugar was like 370 something, which like like the normal range for your blood sugar at any given time should be between like 70 and 120 at max. You know what I mean? Like, like so when I found out I had diabetes, I could tell you this comparatively. When I found out I had diabetes, I didn't realize that I had diabetes, and I was still doing a whole lot of stuff that was just making it worse. But I didn't know what it was, and when I finally got in to get tested, I was like 420. So like I wasn't even that far away from like what I was when I found out I had this shit. So like, and so he thinks that my medicine isn't working. So he wants to. So they're going to do some research and try to find a better plan for me. But that's the reason why I didn't go to the store with my girl because, like I said, I got to pause for the calls at some point. I'm honest with y'all. She went to the store because I can't go because I can't do a whole lot of walking on these feet right now. So yeah, so it's just been kind of crazy. And what makes it even worse is I've been playing a lot of Division, but like the problem with trying to play Division when you have reoccurring pain is you can't pause it. And like okay, I need to go handle this, or I need to do something, I need to take something. You can't do that. So that's been like the biggest problem with me trying to get like some games played, because I've only really been playing 2 games. But that's been a huge issue. So I'm just like, okay, well, I can't really do anything, so let me just go ahead and watch YouTube. And because of that, I pretty much ran through everything that I normally watch on YouTube. So I don't have that to really do either. So all of these series and stuff that I normally watch every day, I pretty much ran through those because I can't really do a whole lot of anything else. And so it's just been really crazy. I can't the biggest problem with it right now is I can't paint, which is bothering me greatly because I have a few things that I would like to do, and I'm not able to do those, and that shit is. It's the worst. It's like the worst feeling to want to do something and to know that you can do it, but not to be able to because you can't fucking stand and do it.
Right.
So that's what I'm going through right now. Even though last week it was a different issue, I just wasn't feeling good in general. Stomach wasn't feeling right, had a headache that wouldn't go away, that type of stuff. And I was like, let me just lay it down. So it's just been all over craziness. So it's been it's been a lot. But if anybody's worried about me, I'm okay. The doctor's on the case. I got a better doctor this time, so the doctor's on the case, and hopefully they can get this thing right for me because I really hate not being able to really do anything because of my feet.
Yeah.
And I damn sure don't want my feet to get chopped off because that's the diabetes thing. Your feet are the first thing to go once the shit gets really bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How's your week's been? I haven't listened to the show yet. So, how's it been for the last 2 weeks? For me, I don't care what they think right now. But how's everything going for y'all?
Well, there was a couple of things that I didn't say last week that I just kind of forgot about since things were a little out of the ordinary. But I had went to GameStop for the first time in forever because you guys are gonna what now?
So would you like to renew your pro card?
I did not do that because I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to spend $14 to save $2 today. You know what I mean?
And I never renew mine because I don't buy a whole lot used, and so this thing.
You get the Game magazine.
I don't care. I don't read magazines. Who reads magazines at this point? Everything is online. It makes no sense to try to sell me on a fucking magazine that at the time I wasn't reading either.
I don't read them, but I mean it's kind of cool because every now and again I might grab an old Game Informer, and then in the back somewhere is this really cool article about something I didn't even think about. You know what I mean? I've seen that. It is a pretty good magazine. It's just not convenient anymore.
You're a different kind of dude than me because
my thing is I can't sit here and read an article because there are so many distractions on a screen. If I'm looking at something in a magazine, it's isolated and that's the one thing I'm looking at. I'm not looking at nothing else but that magazine.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I was in GameStop, and you guys are going to roll your fucking eyes. But
I'm not a GameStop hater.
No, not that part. I had looked online. Well, I had got my son I got the household a 2DS because we were really wanting to switch, and then we knew that he would want to play with it not docked, and he is really notorious for dropping phones and dropping everything. So I went with the 2DS because I know that there was plenty of things to play on the 2DS. But anyway, I was looking on to see because I knew that there's a Persona game on the 3DS, right?
So that's why we're gonna roll our eyes, huh?
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to find. It's called Persona Q, and it was just kind of hard to find. I just was like, okay, let me look at GameStop and see if it's actually in the area at all. It was at my closest GameStop. They had a copy. I was like, this is not normal because everywhere I was trying to find this game.
Call them first and make sure they actually have it.
But they actually did have it because I was going. Well, I was going to Walmart anyway, so I stopped by there and they had it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this." And then she was like, "Oh, you want to pre-order anything?" I was like, "No." And then she looked at the computer. She was like, "Apparently, in like the past, well, like 5 years ago, I was like pre-order crazy, and I just didn't pick them up. I had like $35 worth of pre-orders."
She actually told you that?
Yeah. So
wow.
So I canceled.
Yeah, I would not have done that.
Yeah, they tell you not to do that, right?
Yeah. No, it's just my thing because like that's negative like 5 that goes against like if you because you're supposed to get like so many a day or so many a week or whatever. They want you to get so many. If you take those off, that's like 5 that count against you.
Oh yeah, I forgot the difference between me and you at GameStop is you were management.
Yeah.
Yeah, well anyway, I knew how this worked. Used to you could take if you didn't pick up your pre-order, you can take that $5 and put it on something else, right?
Yeah, you still can.
Not anymore.
But when my experience, you had to remember that you put that pre-order down. Like they weren't gonna tell you.
Yeah, because they're not gonna tell you.
Well, they were like all these different stores. There was one for like Mortal Kombat X. There was one for Destiny 2. There was one for like just like old ass games. And so I was like, okay, transfer all those here and just put them on this game I'm about to buy. She's like, oh, actually, we can't do that anymore. You have to put the money towards another pre-order.
No.
That is
She hustled the fuck out of you, Chase.
They lied to you, Chase.
No, she showed me. Like it was on my receipt. Like it's a new policy that just came in like the past couple of months, and it was on my policy that came
right. You got hustled, dog. Like you got like super hustled. She hustled the fuck out of you. So I would have did. So
no, I was like, no. Well, since I pre-ordered them, way before this freaking whatever, that you can put them on this game because I like basically grandfathered in. She was like, no, we can't do that. So I tried to like get them to do it so bad because I was like, it worked before, but but it's a new policy and it was on my receipt about the new policy and the new pre-order thing. So yeah, now it has to go to a pre-order.
I'll check on that. I'll
but yeah,
I'll ask my sources and see what they say.
So I put that $35 onto Persona Q2. so at least it like went to something that I was probably going to get, and it's the the special edition or whatever. So, but yeah, I was
buying special editions like for real.
Well, the Persona, I got the Persona 5 one because the regular edition that just comes with the game was $60. The one that comes with the bag, the plushie, the soundtrack, the steelbook, the big box was $70. So I was like, okay, $10 more, and it's like basic. So
you end up with a whole bunch of extra shit that you don't even fucking use.
It's on my fucking shelf.
It's on your shelf, but like it's on the shelf. It's not being used. Like, what is the point of buying this shit?
But you wanted to come with like butt plugs or something? Yeah, it's not going to get used.
What? No. Yeah, you went like way far.
That's kind of out there.
Way far.
Well, what's it going to come with that you're going to actually use other than the game?
I mean, just anything.
It came with the soundtrack.
Yeah, are you gonna listen to the soundtrack? Is that something that you're cool with? Is the soundtrack metal?
It's not. It's like acid jazz. It's really good, but
you just that dude. You just gonna try your hardest to justify this.
I don't buy pre-orders because they're too fucking expensive. But those. I don't buy special editions because they're too fucking expensive. Like fucking Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, they're fucking $200 for a fucking night vision. Get out of here. But
that wasn't the only one though.
Yeah, I know. I know that wasn't the only one. There's a lot of them that is so fucking expensive.
Didn't one of the Black Ops come out with like a RC car and shit like that, but it didn't come with the game?
Right. Yeah, that's dumb.
Oh, didn't that Saints Row like $1 Million Edition? Didn't that come with everything but the game?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about some of these special editions. Like, how you come up with a special edition for a game and it actually include the game? Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Like, it's all just a hustle. And like, the fact is, they would have stopped doing this shit if people like Chase wouldn't fucking buy them.
Well, there was that Resident Evil 6.
I don't buy them.
It didn't come with the game.
You've bought them in the past. You know my last special edition?
The
Halo 3 cat helmet. Once I got that shit, I was like, yeah, but I don't have anything to do with this fucking cat helmet. Let me stop fucking buying these shits. And I was done then when I realized that that I really wanted this cool looking thing. But
you're on to me, and Persona 5 is the only special edition I ever bought because it was $10 more than the regular one.
I did do the $10 extra for Halo 2 because it came in a little.
What'd you get with that?
It came in like the metal case, and then it came with the extra disc of special features and stuff like that. I'm still all about the special features, even though I don't buy discs anymore. Like if they have special features, like I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale, and like they have these like little featurettes for each episode. And I'm all about them shits. As soon as the episode is over, I go straight there and like watch that shit because I love special features and like director commentaries and shit like that. I really dig that shit. But for Halo, it was the same kind of thing. Like that's why I bought those 2 special editions because at the time I was really into Halo. And then like, you know, another thing that soured me on special editions is like watching the commentary and what's his name? The guy, one of the heads of Bungie, Jason, whatever his name is, he absolutely did not want to be there when they recorded this thing. Like it's like in every time he speaks, he's speaking like, I really don't want to be here right now. Like I would rather be somewhere like, you know, surfing or some shit. I don't know what the fuck, you know, white people do. But like it's like you can tell, I think his name is like Jason Jones or something like that. But in those commentaries, that guy would have rather been anywhere but right there at that time. And that's what kind of soured me on the whole thing. And I was just kind of like, why would I keep paying for this shit if like the people who are a part of the reason why I'm spending the extra money don't want to fucking be there?
Right.
And like I got a bunch of games that come, especially on Steam, that come with soundtracks and shit like that. I have never listened to any of that shit.
I listened to the Ruiner one. That soundtrack is fucking dope.
If you say so. Even if I like the soundtrack, I ain't about to listen to that shit. Last soundtrack I've actually like actively listened to was the Mass Effect 3 soundtrack. That was the last one that I listened to. I will say, I did when I used to write, I liked video game soundtracks because when you're writing, it's a lot better to listen to music without words.
Yeah.
And I don't have any music without words other than those soundtracks. So like the Heavy Rain soundtrack was my go-to. I love that shit for when I was writing because it you know, I don't know, just maybe it was just the first one that I found, but it really worked when I was writing and just trying to, you know, trying to be creative, and it just really worked for me.
Yeah, I've told that to a lot of people. It's like when you're studying, they're like, "Oh, I'm having trouble focusing." Instrumental music, man. Like, and I listen to a lot of instrumental music. So, but
you know what? The last time that I listened to music while fucking, I was distracted by the music. Also, like in my head, I'm singing along and I'm not thinking about the fucking that I'm doing, and like that, it became a problem. And she was just like, "Are you here right now?" And I was like, "No, not really." No, not really.
You're like, "No, not really. I just listened to this. I was just singing along to R. Kelly."
Actually, it was at the time. At the time, my Get It On playlist has a lot of R. Kelly in it, and I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those mute R. Kelly people. Like, I get it. He's a bad guy, and he he deserves everything that has happened to him. But I'm not one of those stupid people that'll like get pissed off at like Keurig or something like that, and then do a video of me busting up my Keurig or lighting my fucking Nikes on fire or some shit like that. I'm not gonna fucking destroy something I already paid for.
No, what you should do is take your R. Kelly albums and pee on them.
I mean, it's their CDs; they'll survive it. But my thing is, like, with R. Kelly, like, all of this stuff has been here for quite some time, and I willfully ignored it because the music was good. And then, like, somebody comes out with a fucking documentary, and then all of a sudden I'm just going to get rid of a whole bunch of shit that I've already paid for? No, I won't do anything that's going to get him more money, but the money for the shit that I've already paid for, he already got that. So, like, him and the company or whatever, they already got that. So, like, like, that is like burning your Nikes. Like, yeah, you spent all of this money on the Nikes. Now, admittedly, the people who were burning their Nikes, won't nobody burning the more expensive ones, and won't nobody burning no Jordans. They were born. They were burned. They were
it's because, like, those are the ones who were buying those, like the dad shoes.
Yeah,
I think was buying those.
Right. So like, but I think that's stupid. Like, burning your own shit, in protest when it doesn't harm them. It doesn't harm anybody because they already got that money from you. So, like, when it comes to R. Kelly, like, I won't stream his stuff, or I won't do anything that's going to get him more money. I don't even really talk about listening to R. Kelly's music, but and I don't actively seek it. But if it's something that comes on, all right, cool. But, like, I'm not doing anything that's going to get him more money. But the money he already got from me, oh well, like, he already got it. So, like, he not getting nothing else out of me. But, like, all right, I've already bought this shit, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about the whole R. Kelly thing. And like, you can feel how you want to about it, listener. You can feel how you want to, and then the whole Michael Jackson thing, which I think the whole Michael Jackson thing is fucking stupid. Because, like, the fans came after him for like over 2 years and came up with nothing. The fans don't come after you. The fans don't come after you that hard.
You're saying the fans. I keep thinking you're saying the fans. I'm like, the fans.
No, the fans.
Yeah, they did some deep investigation into that.
Yeah, they did, like, deep investigation and came up with absolutely nothing. So, like, do we all believe that fucking Michael Jackson is a criminal mastermind, or do we believe that there was just nothing there?
It's like the same people who keep talking about Courtney Love killed what's his name, but I'm like, look at her. Do you think she's a criminal mastermind to hide it for all these years? Get away with it for all these years.
I did watch the documentary. What's it called? Soaked in Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did watch that documentary, and after that, I kind of believe that she did that shit. But that, that's not gonna make me stop listening to Celebrity Skin when the shit come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she got me already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing nothing that's gonna get her more money. But, like, let's be honest, Celebrity Skin is kind of the hotness right now. Like, I still dig that song. I don't give a fuck. All right, I'm gonna pause for the calls and go handle this business real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
What's going on, Sam?
All right, Chase. We let you in on the lowdown here.
Okay.
No, I started listening to. Have you heard of Coast to Coast AM? I mean, you're a white guy. You probably have.
Maybe. I've heard of white people.
It's a kind of like paranormal radio, kind of like Alex Jones-ish, but not like to that extreme.
Is it more closer to like?
It's more closer to aliens and ghosts and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But they do veer off on the fringe topics every now and then. But it's a show that I've listened to since maybe high school, and Yeah, I've listened on and off, mostly because like it reaches a point where I just think it gets ridiculous. Because like nowadays it seems more like a commercial for like oils and stuff like that. Where it's like, oh, you can cleanse your body with these toxins. Those are the topics that they kind of have nowadays. And also they're huge supporters of 45. That's another reason why I kind of stopped. But
it's so weird, man. It's weird.
Pleasure because I'm back. Like I paid my $6 again to get the streaming app. I still enjoy listening. I mean, I ignore the 45 stuff. That's just ridiculous. But talking about ghosts and goblins and UFOs and all that's my jam. So I started listening to that again, and yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah, give me all the big feet. I'll take them all. You know. I mean, yeah, like cryptozoology, all that stuff.
Do you watch that show where the guys are like hunting Bigfoot and stuff?
Oh, finding Bigfoot when they're like, "Oh, Bigfoot! If you make this noise, Bigfoot hates that." Oh, how do you know? It was like 9 seasons of that show, and they still haven't found Bigfoot.
It's because Bigfoot is from another dimension, and when you try to take a picture of him, it like blurs because it's between the planes.
Okay, maybe Bigfoot actually is blurry. Maybe that's why it comes out like that. No, like I started listening to that again. It's sort of it's a guilty pleasure. Plus, like the host has a very soothing voice, and I just enjoy listening to it. I mean, I don't take any of it serious, but it's something that I've done since high school. And I guess I'm back. They got my $6. I'm back.
Yeah, that's what gets people started is like with conspiracy theories and stuff because they're fun. At first, you just like, this is fun, like kind of, it's almost like a big puzzle, you know. But like, and then some people take it too far where they're actually like,
where they're actually busting up pizza parlors for like to bust up sex rings that don't exist.
Right.
In a pizza parlor with no basement. That's supposedly happening in a basement.
Yeah.
But when there actually is a real sex scandal involving somebody in politics, they ignore that.
I started watching. I haven't finished it because it's like fucking 4 hours long. But what's his face? He just mentioned
Alex Jones.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Because apparently they're actually like friends, you know what I mean? But but he also thinks that Alex Jones has went off the deep end, and he doesn't think he's like healthy in the mind. But I haven't watched.
Like if you listen to any of his interviews, there's something really wrong with that man.
Yeah, but he was very apologetic in the beginning so far. But so I don't know. But
he's finally backing off his claim that like Sandy Hook was fake.
Yeah. That's what they were.
Off of that.
That's what they were kind of talking about in the beginning.
Because like the show This American Life kind of exposed him. Because his famous origin story is that he went to a party in high school and he saw cops like dealing drugs, and then the next day there was like a program at school where like these same cops were doing drug awareness programs and stuff, and he called them out, and then they wouldn't beat him up, and he had to move. So, like, the radio show, This American Life, actually went back to his old high school and dug up all the tea. And none of that actually happened. What happened was that he was bullying this guy, and he beat him up. And so the other guy and his buddies ambushed Alex Jones and beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
And then he had to leave town.
Yeah, that's why I like Joe Rogan is because he's like so in the middle, like he's almost like the NPR of podcasting, to where like people on the far left think he's like conservative, and people on the far right think he's liberal, but he's kind of just in the center, a little bit left of center, which is kind of like where me and Scar are. But so I dig it. But some of his podcasts are like super long.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And like, aren't they like? Is it just what is the thing you have to pay for? What is that?
That's probably like, I don't know.
Like the video version.
No, because it's live on YouTube, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just to support the the thing going on.
I'm pretty sure he has some kind of premium somewhere.
Yeah. Most of the bigger ones do.
I've been listening to the Paranormal Radio Coast to Coast again. The original host was Art Bell, and he was the first one to get behind 45, which is weird, and they all kind of fell in line after that. He had his own network on his own show for a while before he passed away, and then he came out. I don't know. There was like a weird thing where for some reason he couldn't stay out of controversy because like years ago his wife passed away, and then like there was a thing where like some people thought that he actually murdered his wife, and then there was another thing where his son was kidnapped or something, and a bunch of weird stuff just kept happening in his life. And even recently on this latest venture he had before he died, there was a thing where he had to stop everything because apparently somebody was shooting at his house. And like all these weird things just keep happening to this one man, and then that's what kind of raised a lot of red flags with me.
Right? Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I was saying before, it is weird that like some of the more like free thought people, like the hippie, like new agers, are like all for 45 now, and it's so weird because I was never really into the whole, spirit crystals and stuff, but the people that were into that, like I can get down with them. They fucking party, dude. You know what I mean? They're just like so chill. But now they're not, and I'm like, what happened? I missed.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's for some reason, a lot of them are on the 45 bandwagon. It's just so weird.
Because I'm like, yeah, I didn't believe in the spirit crystals, but the spirit crystals was kind of comforting that you believed in it. What's going on?
The spirit crystal told me to vote for 45.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But yeah, I actually listened to something for the first time, which was an absolute mistake. Have you ever heard of, there's a rap group from South Africa called Die Atwood?
I might have seen that name somewhere, but I don't think I've ever heard them.
I watched one of their music videos, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I need to... It was... I don't know what the fuck... Like, okay, they're from South Africa. The drummer guy he was like beating on some congos or something. He was black, but the white girl was like in blackface, and they were like doing these weird dances, and Lady Gaga like pulled a roach out of her freaking vagina. I don't know what the hell was going on. I was like, dude, it's fucking terrible.
Dude, you listen and watch some weird stuff.
I just heard the name. I was like, well, I'll finally check out because I saw the name all over, and so I finally checked it out, and I was like, that was a mistake. Mistakes have been made.
Welcome back, Scar. Can you hear us?
He's still muted.
Oh.
Yeah, I was staying muted because like my fat ass just walked up and down the stairs a couple times, and I'm breathing hard. I was trying not to, I was trying not to betray my fatness right now, but like, fuck it, I guess I'm here now.
He was gonna do the old Darth Vadering.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm back. What y'all talking about?
We're talking about how I started listening to the old paranormal / conspiracy radio again, which is something I used to do in high school. I don't know. It's a guilty pleasure. It's sort of comforting at night. I don't know. Even though a lot of them have gone the 45 route, but yeah. I tend to ignore that though.
You know what? I find it interesting that someone can think like that. I don't necessarily believe it all, but I find it interesting to listen to.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that conspiracy theories are fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are the same dudes who actually believe that Jay Helm was like some kind of government takeover or something, and they were so anti-Obama only because of all the things that he possibly could have done. But these are all the things that are kind of like what 45 is also capable of doing.
Right.
All the things they're afraid of.
Yeah, the death camps and
all that stuff is it's still 45.
They're gonna take away your guns and all of that kind of crazy shit. It was just like, The funny part is like
45 is the one that banned the bump stocks.
Yeah, but no. Here's the funny thing: I still have people that are still saying the same things about Obama, and it's just like, you do realize that his term has already passed, and none of this shit actually happened.
Yeah, he has zero power now.
Right? Like he can't interview old people and decide whether they live or die right now. Like that doesn't happen. That didn't happen. So like, why are you still mad about this? Why are you still mad about your guns being gone?
So you know that like Michelle Obama writes books now and stuff like that, and audio tapes and everything. Okay, so at my job, which I won't say where, I go into work and like I'll see all the Michelle Obama books are turned around. That's some passive aggressive stuff right there. Like, what do you think you're accomplishing here? Do you think you're like inside? You're like, yes, turn that home's face around.
It's like it's a little bit the opposite of the guy that put all the Bibles into the fiction section.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I see it, and I'm just like, what are you accomplishing here? It's every day I come in and I see that every day without fail.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, and it's like rational. Anyone that's like decently rational would think that this is dumb, but because like the internet got everything fucked up, and Facebook mostly has gotten everything fucked up. And you want to know why? Because before, when you were crazy, you just felt alone in your craziness. But Facebook fucked up the game for everybody, because you can find your particular brand of crazy on Facebook and go out from there. Like, people, people who, whatever your thing is, you can possibly find someone that feels the same way on Facebook, and then you can find all of the sites and all that kind of shit where more people that support your particular brand of craziness from there. But I think Facebook changed the game. Like, it's a little harder to find your type.
Well, yeah, I mean, like all they really did was just make it easier to find, because that stuff has been out there. Yeah, now it's only one centralized website. Yeah,
it's always been there, but like, however you felt about your world was always about your world. And then you find you go out and you go on Facebook and you realize that there's other people that feel the same about their world, and then you confuse the fact that y'all's worlds are different, and you believe it's all of ours. You know what I mean?
I just thought about your coworkers who were like, oh, I read on Facebook this and this, and you have to let them know that there are different Facebooks.
Bruh, I still got a coworker. I got a coworker that is still warning people about Momo. Like, this shit is like, it's like, I was like, yo, this whole thing is a hoax. It's like, it's a hoax. It's not real. It's already come out. Like, somebody researched it. It's a hoax. No, because my grandson saw some of this, and then they sent the letter home from school and all of this other stuff, and I'm like,
the letters home from school actually did happen. Letters home from school.
Yeah, the letters home from school happened, but like, she trying to say that I knew someone who's seen this and all of this other stuff, and I'm just like, where did you see this, and where did this happen? Because
like people back in the day who was like, oh, my cousin's cousin did this or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the weird thing, like the Lamangelo and Orangelo thing. Like, we all heard that story. Well, all the hood people heard stories about the twins named Lamangelo and Orangelo. But for some reason, I don't know anybody with these names, but we all heard of somebody that knew somebody that basically it's basically the parents named the kids Lemon Jello and Orange Jello, but it's Lamangelo and Orangelo.
Another one. People who post those copy pastas of like, my cousin's nieces, nephews just came back from Walmart and this crazy thing happened. Everybody beware of the parking lot at this particular Walmart.
No, then it's like it's like weird shit, and it's shit that's like been disproven over and over again, and that the shit just keeps coming back. Like this whole I do not authorize Facebook to take possession of to use my likeness and my pictures and all this kind of stuff, and this shit comes back over and over again, and I'm like, I thought this shit was dead years ago. And then like somebody will post it and then somebody else will see it and then they will share it and just copy and paste this and all of this kind of stuff. And like you can't track because you copy and paste. Like that's another clue right there. That's clue number one. The whole copy and paste thing. I get it. Some of the people who are trying to raise awareness for causes, they say copying and pasting changes how Facebook sees it. But like for like spreading dumb shit like this, if you tell me that don't share it and to copy and paste it into my own profile, then I know it's some bullshit. Like I know it's some bullshit because like then whoever started this nonsense can keep it going without having it tracked back to the person who started this nonsense in the first place.
Right.
So like, but like that shit just keeps coming back, and I'm just like, how the fuck do y'all keep falling for this shit? And also like, if you are worried about your privacy in any way, shape, or form, Facebook is not the place where you want to be. And like the people who still got it in for like Facebook Messenger, like Facebook Messenger will blah 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 whatever, and it's just like, like the Facebook Messenger app can use your camera and all of this other shit, and it's like
so you can take pictures.
Yeah, but like you do realize that the Facebook app that you're using right now has all of the same permissions. So like not installing Messenger is not actually changing anything. So like if you were really worried about this, like you wouldn't be here at all.
Well, also people who put tape over their camera on their laptop, but then don't put one on their phones. It's the same thing.
Same thing. I know dudes that when they watch flicks on their phones, they turn the phone mode. They turn the phone up. No, they turn the phone up so they can't see their face. And so like they turn the phone up and then, or they will sit the phone down so they could just look at it without it actually being pointed at them. Because someone can hack your phone and like take pictures of you or record the video of you enjoying watching people fuck. But like it's like, yeah, but like what's the point? Like,
I mean, as long as you're not looking at anything illegal, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
And it's like there's an episode of Black Mirror that dealt with this a little bit. It's called for the people who don't watch Black Mirror or have only watched a little bit. It's called Shut Up and Dance. Shut Up and Dance is like one of those things to where it's like you watch the whole thing and you're like, yo, this is fucked up. And then at the very end, the twist happens and you realize that like the way you've been feeling about this is the complete wrong way of feeling like that.
But yeah, like all this weird fake news and stuff that happens on Facebook, and like actually, Q and I actually did this on Facebook. You seen the show?
QAnon?
Yeah,
your friend. Yeah. Your friends with QAnon?
My best friends. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, Q Bomberman 61 from the Geeks of Color. We started this thing where we put you've seen the show Amen, right, Scar? I know Chase hasn't.
Yes.
Okay, now the character Raleigh, who's played by Chester Harrison, he passed away in 2000. Okay, so we did this thing where like, oh no, R.I.P. Chester Harrison, and just put a picture of him to see how many people would actually share that. Not even actually researching that he's been dead for like 19 years.
Yeah,
it kind of got around for a minute.
Yo, last week, my coworker, the same one that's still worrying about the Momo thing, she walked out of her office into like the main area where me and another lady work, and she was like, "Did y'all see that Sherman Hemsley died?" And it was like, we both looked at her like, "Didn't he die like like years ago. It turns out he died in like 2015 or something like that. But like the idea that this shit keeps coming back and like people are sharing it as if like I had a guy share a thing for a missing child. And like I used to, if I see someone that's a kidnapped child or a missing child or something like that, I used to immediately share it. But now I actually click on the article to see if she has been a she, or is usually a she, if she has been found since the article went up. But I had a Facebook friend post this on like February the 28th, Pooh Bear's birthday. He posted this one of this little girl, and I'm like, I've seen this little girl before. And I clicked on the article, and it was from February 28th last year. And he just
well, he got back to date, right?
Yeah, they basically found the girl the next day. Like you just couldn't take the extra step of just clicking on this thing just to see if she's been found yet. He was just like, man, I saw it and I figured I should share it. But like this, Facebook got everybody fucked up right now. Like everything is so fucked up, and like Facebook themselves don't want to fucking change anything because like the more the changes that they make, like they made one change that I find is extremely helpful, but it's only helpful if you're on the website and not on the app. Oh, yeah, if somebody posts one of those fake news articles, there's usually a link to the Snopes page right underneath it.
Oh, nice.
But that only really happens on the website. It doesn't really happen on the app. So they started changing some of that stuff, but like they try not to change too much because the more they change, the more people are going to leave. But
those conspiracy people think that Snopes is in on it.
Yeah, they believe that. So I saw one of my conservative friends, somebody I used to work with, posted an article, and I was like, "Yo, this don't seem right. Have you checked Snopes? Because I think Snopes has an article about this." Well, Snopes is paid for by so and so corporation that supports Obama. Like,
no, I used to hear the same thing when like when one of those came up and like they were talking about Snopes, and then like somebody commented on my page, well, the people who run Snopes are like Democrat this and that and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, first off, they're Canadian. They're Canadian, and B, they've never mentioned affiliation with any party, or any.
Well, you do know that, like, whenever there's something fake about 45 or something, they will set that straight too.
Yeah,
they're not. But then those are, they be like, well, they got that one right, you know what I mean?
Because that little meme that people were posting where it said that he said that if he was ever running for president, he would run as a Republican because those once you get in with them, they'll believe anything.
From the TV news thing or whatever. Yeah.
It was supposedly it was from like years ago, but like you look it up and Snopes would be like, no, he never actually said that. Like so like as far as I understand, they've been pretty fair, and like something will come up, something will come up that 45 may or may not have said, and Snopes would be like, nah, he didn't actually say that. He said something like that, but it's been twisted a little bit. Like as far as I understand, Snopes has been pretty fair with 45. Like,
there was on that same one about like, oh, if I was to run, I'd run as Republic. The date on that is like 1998, but the picture they use in that caption is like from 1988.
Right,
it's a very old picture.
It was like from an appearance on like Donahue or some shit like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, people just believe anything. Like people will just like. How do you just like see something on Facebook and you just like, you know what, I believe anything, but then like something comes up where somebody black gets killed or whatever like that, and you're just like, oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean it's the whole people want to be enraged. They want to be mad at something, so they want to find something to be mad at.
That's the biggest problem that I have with a lot of what's happening now, especially with this college admissions scandal thing. Like, people just want to be mad, and people just want to be mad at Aunt Becky. But, like, let's be honest. Like, I have never not heard of this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to athletes. Like, I have never not heard of this. Like, who doesn't fucking, like, understand that people with power, influence, and money use that for to make sure that their children are straight? Like, that's what I thought all of this power, money, and influence was for. To make sure that your kids are straight.
Yeah, it seems like duh. Like, oh well, the colleges prefer or favoring people with money. Well, duh, you have to fucking pay for it. Like, god damn it.
The way I understood it is like they were using, like, making up scholarships for these children, for these whatever, for like things like lacrosse, things that no one actually pays attention to.
Yeah, they were hustling. See, like, the biggest problem that I have here is, like, the coaches and stuff that were, like, getting paid directly, because, and then, like, you know, like, they were, like, signing people up for, like, anything that was not the main sports, which was smart. Like, you know, you tell them that your daughter plays tennis, and then when she gets there, she can just decide, like, I don't think I really want to play tennis no more, but she's already in the school. That doesn't seem like something that was just, like, super bad or whatever like that. It seems like that's the game. That's how the game go. If you got the power and influence, like, I know people who have done this with their kids at, like, black schools. Like, we try to make it seem like that it's just, like, these highfalutin institutions. Like, I used to work for a storage company near Hampton University, and, like, every year when the kids get out, they all come to get storage units because they were just going to leave their stuff there, go home for the summer, and then come back. And, like, they would tell me all kinds of shit. I met people from fucking everywhere. I mean, like, literally everywhere. I met a brother from Norway. Like, his parents went to Hampton University back in the day. They are researchers in Norway, and they hustled a way to get him to go to Hampton University. Like, I met a couple of ladies from, like, Columbia, not like Columbia, South Carolina, the real fucking Columbia. They got there on a fucking tennis scholarship, and neither one of them really knew how to play tennis that well. But the fact that somebody hustled a way for them to get in is just like, all right, cool. Like, and like I said, I've never not heard of.
Yeah, that's the thing. These are isolated incidents, but this was like an actual organized ring.
No, the rich people knew the plug. Like, that's the only difference in this. The rich people knew the plug. They knew that one dude, and that one dude was the one who hustled the situation to get them to get the kids where they needed to go. And, like, okay, so, like, so your parents knew the plug, and so, like, what? And like, I don't understand being outraged about this shit, because I've seen this shit happen on multiple occasions on a smaller scale than, like, fucking Yale. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen this shit with, like, Hampton University. Like, Hampton University doesn't rank anywhere in any fucking on any metric, and, like, none of these people give a fuck about Hampton University. But guess what? There are people who hustled the way to get their children into Hampton University, and I'm pretty sure you could find all of these fucking stories at all of these places, all of these colleges and universities. There's somebody hustling away. Like, these people who their parents buy a fucking wing somewhere. And, like,
that's been happening since the beginning of time, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, none of this shit is new. The only thing is these people, Aunt Becky and them, didn't have I'ma buy a wing money. They had enough money to be like, all right, I'm gonna pay the plug, and the plug is gonna hook me up, or hook my kid up. Like, that's the only difference with any of this shit is that they went through the plug, and they just didn't have enough. They didn't have buy a wing money.
That sounds like me at the chicken place. I'm gonna buy a wing money.
You know, but buy the building money. I say that. Buy the building money, like I had the gym named after me type shit. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen this shit on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, I don't know enough about it to actually, because I didn't care. I'm not going to college, but I didn't do enough research on it to actually formulate my own actual opinion. So I haven't done any deep diving. So.
And then we've seen this shit happen on so many occasions when it comes to athletes. That these schools will do anything to get these athletes in there, and like there's fucking like the NCAA scandal that's happening right now. Like some of these schools are not even schools anybody has ever heard of. Like and no one has heard from any of these people since. But like the fact that they were throwing thousands of dollars at just like a basketball player or a football player just to get him to come to your school, and your school don't rank on nothing. It's like this shit is like been there. It's always been there. And you know, there's so many people like, you know, like you hear about like the boosters and stuff like that, just throwing dudes cash and all of this kind of crazy shit. Like what part of this is not the game to me? That's how I feel about it. And you know, when I realized what the game really was, I had an English teacher when I was in, I think, the 10th grade. And he was talking about like the places where he's taught before. And he said that at one point he taught at Bethel High School. And Bethel High School is where Allen Iverson went. And someone, you know, he said he taught at Bethel High School. And he said that and someone said, okay, so you've been around Allen Iverson? Because you know, Allen Iverson, local legend, you know. And he was like, yeah, I had Allen in my class. And it was like, oh, cool, you taught Allen Iverson? And he was like, no. I had Allen Iverson in my class. I'm not saying he was an actual student, but I had him in my class. You know what I mean? He passed, but I'm not saying he was.
Yeah, like those. When I was in high school, there was this one kid. He was a running back. He was really, really good. I don't know whatever became of him, but he would literally only show up for like half a semester, football season, basically, and then you'd never see him again, ever. And then this happened for 4 years in a row, and then and then he ended up getting a scholarship somewhere.
Yeah, when I was a senior in high school, there was a guy that was in my PE class that I knew him just from PE. Like we ain't had no other classes together, but he got drafted by the fucking Marlins the year after they won the World Series. You know what I mean? Like, but like he never really turned into anything. But you know, this shit happens, and I don't know if he was a good student or not. I just knew he had a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, so somebody was gonna throw something his way. You know what I mean? Like all of this stuff it's the game. It's not. I don't understand this whole thing about like coming down on Aunt Becky. I mean, that's Aunt Becky. Like, really, we really doing this to Aunt Becky? Like, she's getting kicked off of the TV shows and shit like that. And it's like, nigga, this Aunt Becky. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing right now? Like, and then like her daughter, like Aunt Becky's daughters had to quit out of the school because they felt like they were being harassed and being told that they weren't supposed to be there. And now like the daughter is like talking shit like my mom ruined my life and all of this kind of shit. Like, no, Aunt Becky knew the game. She figured out who the plug was and got your punk ass in school. Like, what did you expect Aunt Becky to do?
I mean, like I said, I don't know enough to really answer your question of like why should we be outraged. But once I do enough,
if I had
research,
enough,
I'll let you know.
Fuck that shit. If I had enough money, power, and influence to get Pooh Bear into, you know, any school, I'd fucking do that shit because I want the best for my child. And if I can provide that through like a monetary donation of some sort, and like I don't have to resort to like, you know, a bunch of like really crazy student loans or some shit like that. Like if I could hustle Pooh Bear up a scholarship. Pooh Bear is 11 years old. If I could hustle up a scholarship for her right now, I'd fucking do that shit because that's what you're supposed to do for your children. What the fuck is the problem here? Like
why are you so mad? Calm down.
This shit is stupid. Like, it's fucking dumb. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is the game. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to be about. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why like anyone has like a huge problem with this, and then all of this other stuff about like you're keeping deserving students out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But like, I'm begging through some money down. All right, cool. Like, and if I was in the same position, I'd do the exact same
thing. You're boring Chase over here. Look at him.
So Scar, have you ever heard Die Atwood?
He's gonna tell you all about it.
No, I can't say that I have.
Well, don't look it up. It's terrible.
Okay. All right. Noted. You know what? I tried to convince somebody. There used to be a song. There used to be a song, and it was called Truffle Butter. And someone was asking me about the song, and I said, and it was like, I heard this song, and I think it's called like Truffle Butter or something. Well, no, they were explaining the song, and I was like, oh, that's Truffle Butter by so and so. I think it's by like Lil Wayne. It's like Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj, I believe. But I was like, yo, that the song is called Truffle Butter. Do not, under any circumstances, look up what truffle butter means. And the person I was talking to was like, all right, cool. And I got that text, and the, all right, cool was the last thing that I heard. I said, do not, under any circumstance, look this up. And then about 15 minutes to a half an hour later, I got oh my God, that was fucking gross. Why the fuck did you tell me that? I told you not to look it up. Like, I told you.
See, but by you telling them not to look it up, curiosity is going to get the best of them.
I said, do not look this up. Under any circumstances, do not look this up. It's fucking disgusting. And like,
that person was probably like, well, it can't be that bad. Let me go type this in.
Yeah, absolutely. That person was like, well, I didn't think it would be that bad. I mean, it's truffle butter. Like, what could be bad about truffle butter? Everything. Everything is bad about truffle butter.
Just like when they have people looking up blue waffle.
Chase is gonna look up truffle butter now.
Should I look it up on the stream?
Take your glasses off first, because I do not want to see it in your reflection. There he goes. So he goes and sticks it right on this.
Yeah, I would not suggest doing so. I would strongly suggest not looking up truffle butter. The slang definition of truffle butter.
So is this like a blue waffle thing?
I don't. I do not know what blue waffle is.
Okay, good. I don't look that up.
Is it like a 2 girls 1 cup type thing?
It's kind of truffle butter. Yeah, kind of. Not necessarily the same. It's not the same thing. It's not like. I don't want to say. Truffle butter is a result of a sexual act. I will say that, and I will leave it there.
Okay.
So, I've been playing a lot of Division 2.
How is the Division 2?
It's fucking hard. It's like really fucking difficult. Like, holy shit. Like, I soloed a lot of the Division.
Mm-hmm.
Are you supposed to?
You cannot fucking solo this shit. Like, I die so often. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, you can't even just walk the streets to get to your next mission or whatever, because it'll just be random dudes on the street, and like
they're there huffing paint and fucking running at you and shit.
Yo, I did this one mission, right? I was on this mission, and I was doing a bounty, and I died. I died doing the bounty, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go do something else. So I go back, I respawn back at the safe house, and and then set the new thing of where I was going. I walk out of the fucking safe house, and then I turn the corner, and there's a bunch of military dudes yelling at some sort of like a private or something like that was doing push-ups. I didn't realize they were enemies. Like I just walked out, and I was right outside of the safe house. Like I walked out of the safe house, I was able to use my guns and stuff again. I walked around the corner. These guys were just kind of yelling at this one dude. So I kind of paused and I looked at it. It was like, yo, they're really yelling at this dude. Oh shit! They just all just let loose and they just killed my ass right there on the spot. Like this is the type of shit that happens quite often in the Division. Like it, a Division 2. Division 2, like in the original Division, like it was like you could walk the streets, you'll come across some people, you just kill them real fast, and it was like, all right, then cool. But this shit here, you just like you need a team. You need at least another person because you just I mean, as of right now, I'm like a level 11. I am dying so fast on just regular, just walking the streets shit, just trying to get somewhere.
Devious Mr. Matt has totally checked out of the game. He's like, fuck this shit. It's just too fucking hard.
Yeah, it is way too hard. I played a mission with my cousin, and it was a normal mission for me, but because he was a much higher level than me, it automatically scaled the level up to his level. But it levels you up also, but you still have all of your same shit that you had. So like it'll like scale your level up because you can see like what your level is and like what it's pretending to be. So like he was like a level like 12 at the time, and it automatically boosted me up to level 11. I was really an 8. So I'm in there with all of like my 8 stuff, even though it's telling me that it's thinking of me as an 11, which I thought was nice. Like I'm thinking of you as an 11. But we got to the end of this mission and we just kept dying. Like eventually I had to call for help. I had to do the call for help thing and open the fucking shit up to matchmaking. And then some nice lady came in, like 2 dudes came in, and then like, after we died a couple of times, they was like, "Nah, we out." So they left, and then some nice lady came in, and like we still had to do that shit like 6 more times in order for us to get through it. But she was a lower level like me that got bumped up. But see, here's the thing: when you get bumped up, they put you at the level underneath the top level, and all of the enemies that you're facing are on the top level. So like everybody that I was facing was a 12, I was an 11, and it didn't quite go so well. But like I ended up sending that lady a friend request because I'm just like, yo, I may need your help. Like I may need your help again. Like this is like some real shit. Like so I enjoy the Division. I like the changes that they made, except with the pulse. The pulse is so bad now. The pulse is really, really useless now.
Yes, I saw that too. I pulse and I was like, no enemies. I'm like, I can literally see them. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's the range is bad, and it doesn't do the thing that it did in the first game, where the pulse would give you the critical damage. And I made a mistake when I chose my first thing. I chose the drone. I thought it was like how it used to be, where you unlock it and then you unlock the modifications for it. But no, you unlock one with the modifications, whichever modification you want, and then you use the shade tech to switch the modification to it after the fact. But you just use that to open it up. So I'm walking around with a pulse and a drone that wasn't the right fucking drone, and a pulse I can barely fucking use. That doesn't even go that far. Like Chase said, like you're literally looking at a bunch of enemies right there, and then you send out the pulse. The pulse only goes but so far, and be like, "Nah, ain't nobody here." What the fuck do you mean? It's right there. You're right there. I mean, what are you doing, pulse? We are literally right there. I can see them. They're right there. And like while you're sitting there arguing with your pulse, like then like seconds later you die. Like that's pretty much how Division has worked for me. Until I started unlocking.
So you mean you were arguing with your pulse, and then 6 seconds later you don't have no pulse no more.
Exactly. Exactly. But I am enjoying it, but I like the fact that they still have the thing where if you're doing a main mission, at the beginning of that mission, you can press a button and you could do matchmaking, and like the matchmaking still works. And I was able to get through some stuff just with some randos. But like, this game is super difficult. Like it is like I ain't never played no shit. I've never actually sat down and tried to play through something that's been this difficult. Y'all know me. I'm Nepo. If I got to, I'll do it. But like this shit has been like the roughest thing ever. I know Chase, you have it.
Yeah,
right?
on PC.
How's your experience been?
Pretty much the same. Like the at first it was going pretty good. The one door I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna need some people. Is that mission? It was like a side mission to where you're like protecting this dude, and he's like not protecting you. He's like locked in a freaking office. And then all of a sudden the people start coming, and they're like huffing paint, running at you. There's dudes shooting at you, and then there's one armored dude. That thing.
I did that whole thing by myself.
Yeah, me too.
And like it was just me and the drone. Like I don't know how we got out of that shit, but it was just me and the drone. I did that shit by myself, and that it took me forever. But see, here's the thing: like you can't even like camp out like you used to be able to, like get some good cover and just kind of camp out and just kind of stay there and just kind of take shots here and there. Nope, that shit don't work no more because the people will huff the paint or whatever and they will come get you. They will do all kinds of flanking. They will try to get behind you, around you. They don't just run straight at you anymore. Like
yeah, when they huff that paint, they don't give a shit if they die or not. They are coming after you.
Yeah, but like before they huff the paint, like what they'll do is they'll walk around on the sides to try to get around. They'll huff that paint and then just charge you. And like this shit is like they are a lot smarter than they used to be. I don't know what it is about DC, but DC like they're smarter criminals, I guess you could say.
At least when it's hard, it makes sense when it's hard. I do appreciate that. Like the dudes have the armor and all that stuff, and I do like how you have armor versus health, and you have health underneath. That it made, because the reason a lot of people were like having problems with it is they put RPG mechanics into a game that's set in reality, and RPGs are normally not set in reality. So it kind of tricks your brain, being like, you know what? This dude has so many hit points. Why? He's just got a hoodie on, you know. Right. So, but you're like, well, it is an RPG. When most Tom Clancy games, it's like, boom, they're dead because it's realistic.
Yeah. This shit is cool though. I really like it. I need some help. And like almost all of the people that I know are getting it on a different platform than I'm using. So like I'm just kind of stuck on fucking Xbox by my goddamn self.
Yeah, I don't know anybody other than Holy Headshot to have it. But I think that guy Retro Rents Al or whatever, I think he has it, and I added him. But it's just finding the time and when they're on and whatnot. I know Holy Headshot, he's like third shift or something. So I was like, dude, we've got to team up because I'm not going to get through this by myself.
Right. And like I said, I can play the game with my cuz, but my cuz is like 6 levels above me. So like playing the game with him, like as soon as he hops in the game, everything is infinitely harder than it was before.
Well, at least it's not as bad as the first game. The first game, it was like it's to their level and then you stay at your level. At least it's not that bad.
But here's the thing: it was to the level, and you stay at your level. But the level that the missions are on stayed the way that they are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it says that this mission is level 10 and you are a level 10, that's fine because the dude who's with you that's a level 16, he'll just be in there wrecking shop. But it don't work that way this time. And especially the side missions level up with you. So even the side missions at the beginning of the game, they level up as you do. So you always have something that's on your level to do.
it's kind of like playing Borderlands, but on the like true Vault Hunter mode or whatever.
Right. But yeah, but it's been enjoyable. I played that, and I played a ton of NBA Live. Now, I'll let y'all talk about y'all stuff in a minute, but let me go ahead and get this out the way.
Okay.
So I play NBA Live. My main character is all the way leveled up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And NBA Live, if you know anything about basketball, when you create a character and you're doing the career mode with just your guy, for some reason, NBA Live does not want you to play shooting guard in any way, shape, or form. Like, you pick a character that has the shooting guard thing, and even if you don't make him tall enough to be put in the small forward, they still put you in the small forward. So my character is a 6'6" small forward, which isn't that bad, except for, I made it to the finals with the Bulls. And the small forward that I was up against was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a 6'10", 6'11" small forward with all of the skills. So I was just getting burnt the fuck up. Like, I just couldn't do anything. Like, the only thing I could do was just score, because I couldn't play really any defense against dude at all. I'm like 5 inches shorter than him, and like, he's just draining shots over me because I can't get to him. So I just had to go Super Saiyan in order to beat the Warriors. I have a video that I took that was at the end of game 1. I did a Xbox record that or whatever of me hitting a last second shot to win the first game. And then I just got screenshots of like the other games. In the last game that I did to close them out, I literally had to score 70 points in order to win that game. I had to score 70 points myself in order to fucking win that game. That's how difficult this was. Like, I had to just basically say, fuck this team. I got to do it all by myself. And I had to score 70 points in order to beat the Warriors. Which was kind of cool. And then, like, I only had a 1-year contract. So then, like, I guess I play for the Knicks now.
Oh,
No. See, here's the thing. It's after the season, so all of those free agents now play for other teams. So apparently, Klay Thompson plays for the Knicks now. So I'm like, cool. I'll play for the Knicks. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Apparently, Kevin Durant plays for the Pacers now. Like that kind of stuff. Like, it's a lot of stuff like that. It's like people are just all over the place, which is kind of funny. And then once I've reached a tip, if you play NBA Live and you play your the whole career mode thing, if your character level goes all the way up to 100. Once you hit 100, if you start a new character, that new character starts at 50. And that is a huge difference than starting from the bottom and having to work your way up. So I did the draft combine with my second character. I'm doing a Westbrook archetype. And so I'm playing point guard, and I'm like dominating in the little game that they make you play for the combine. And so I go to the draft, I get drafted by the Hornets. And it's like, okay, I guess I play for the Hornets now. I think they got 2 point guards, but okay, fine. I play for the Hornets now. And then so I leave and I come back after like changing all of my stuff to like Hornets gear and like the accessories and stuff that I'm wearing. And then I go back into the game. Apparently those motherfuckers traded me to the Clippers. And I'm like, when the fuck did this happen? Like, when the fuck did this happen? When the fuck do I play for the Clippers? Apparently they just decided, oh no, you're a Clipper now.
Scar went on and got Hornets tattoos and everything.
Yeah, so I immediately went, yep, I did. I got, like, all of my stuff was like Hornets colors, everything. And then, I picked my shoes and all that kind of stuff, and then team color everything. But, So I asked for a trade. I was like, "Fuck this shit. I don't want to be here." So I asked for a trade and I picked the Suns. So my second character plays for the Suns, and because I didn't start from the bottom, I started as a halfway decent player. I'm just running shit, and Devin Booker is nothing on my team. He scores an average of like between 4 and 6 points. Like that's how, like it's like pure dominance, and I'm not even nepoing. I'm normaling. I play on pro, which is basically the normal. But so I'm not even nepoing this shit, and I'm really running things, and I'm having a great time with this shit. So like, if you want to play a basketball game, I think live is the way to go because I can do all of this and no microtrans at all.
Nice.
What y'all been playing?
How about you go first, Sam? Well, yeah, I can go. Well, I was playing some. Well, last time I did mention it just like in passing that I did play some Strange Brigade with AZ Rockslide, which was super fun, and because I had got it through Humble Bundle, not really through a bundle, but I went ahead and got the year's worth of Humble Bundle. And since I did that, they were like, well, here's the extra $20 that you got the year's worth. And then, so I got the Strange Brigade. And that was super good to play with AZ Rockslide. It's like kind of like Horde mode a little bit, but you're doing puzzles. And like it's super like not really serious. And it's third-person shooting and stuff. So, yeah, that seems like a pretty good game to do some game mites and stuff, if anybody has it. I have it on PC. And then I played some of this game called Celeste. It's like a platformer, but
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it.
When I describe it to people, I'm like, hey, I'm playing this game. It's about mountain climbing and depression.
Okay.
But yeah, because you're climbing this mountain and she's like dealing with some shit and she's like trying to like, the game is always like saying you can do this, you know. It's all about like conquering this mountain. Like it's got this like positive attitude and it's super hard, but it all, even though it's super hard, it also respects your time. Each screen, like if you platform, oh, you're in a different screen, that's a checkpoint. If you quit the game, you start at that screen. There's no backtracking. If you if you die or something, you start right there. So like, even though it's super hard, like one of the hardest things in like something like that is like, I know what I needed to do, and all of a sudden I died. Now I have to do that thing I just did already, and all of a sudden you're frustrated, so you're gonna fail at that. So this respects your time, and when I die, sometimes I'm laugh because it's like I just died in the most stupid way possible, and it's always my fault. Like it's super tight, and I dig it, and the music's really good too. And I also been playing through Half-Life 2 again because
which is Nausea the Simulator.
Well, the reason I'm kind of getting myself acclimated back to it because there's this mod I want to try out, and I've never really did mods other than Workshop, so I'm gonna like have to do some research on this. But it like the screens and the videos I've seen of this mod have looked so fucking good, to where it changes a lot of like gun animations or like just things that you take for granted in your games. Like they'll like just like move it around or like brush dust off of weapons and stuff, and like a lot of the graphics and stuff are like more stuff into the screen. You know, it looks really good. So I really want to try that out, and I actually may do a video for the for this YouTube of that, like you maybe like the first level or something.
Ooh, speaking of this YouTube, yeah, what had happened was with the Prison Architect videos that no one watches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made a mistake.
Okay.
I I recorded 3 episodes of Prison Architect, and I was having a good time, and I made like all kinds of like I expanded and did all this kind of crazy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I did it, I opened OBS and clicked on my Prison Architect, profile or whatever, and I made sure that the game was running, and then I just pressed go. Well, OBS resized my screen. I didn't notice it when I was recording these episodes. I was just pulled up OBS just to start and stop the recordings. And apparently all 3 of those episodes are just the top left corner of the screen. So there is absolutely nothing else there except for just the top left corner of the screen. So I have 3 episodes that I've already saved. I've already saved over where I was, so I can't go back. And I have 3 episodes I can't do anything with.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had to record another episode where I just sat there for like 20 minutes and explained everything I did over the last 3 episodes. And that's already been uploaded on the feed.
You need to go to like Goodwill and like just get you just some crap monitor to be a second monitor. Just have OBS over to the side, because having just a second monitor for podcasting or streaming saves a lot for that kind of stuff. And a second monitor, it can just be some piece of shit. It doesn't have to be a nice monitor.
I believe I have access to another one. I just never. I don't have the desk set up to be able to pull this off. To be able to pull that off successfully.
Oh, okay.
My desk setup is not optimal for something like that.
That's cool.
But it is something that I've thought about on several occasions, and I wish that I just looked at this thing close enough to understand what the hell I was doing. And yeah, I fucked that up. But that's on me. And, nobody else. I fucked that up. I was just like, yo, I'm gonna record some Prison Architect. It's gonna be awesome. But like, here's what really happened. I lowered the quality to 720 because my computer, when I try to encode a 1080p video, is like, I'm gonna do it, but like it's gonna take a minute. You got a minute? Like it's just gonna take a little bit. Like it takes like an hour for me to encode a half an hour fucking 1080p video. So that is why I lowered it to 720p, because most of my painting videos are in 720p, and I know that moves relatively quickly. So I figured, hey, let's just do that. And see, I changed that setting and then didn't realize that the screen was still stretched out to 1080, and I think that's what really happened.
Well, you can instead of like having your game run at 720, you can just like lower the downscale on the 720 in OBS, and then your output will be 720. Your input will be 1080, but it'll downscale to 720.
Yeah, when it saves the file, that's what I did. When it saves the file, it saves it at 720.
Okay.
But the problem is like me changing that is what caused the problems that I had. So.
Oh, okay.
It sucks, but it's how this thing goes. Sam, what up, dog?
So, as I mentioned last week, I picked up Spider-Man again, and I'm having a lot more fun with it this time than I did the first time, because I finally unlocked the things that I need to actually traverse the city properly. Because before I was just like, what is this? This is stupid. I hate this game. Now that I've gotten a little farther, I can actually do stuff now. And been having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually more into the side stuff than I am the main story. So whenever I actually do missions in the main story, it's like elementary stuff to me, because I've already done so much. I've already upgraded my Spider-Man like so much that it just seems like just like elementary stuff.
Mm-hmm. So basically,
it teaches you like, do this here, do that. I'm like, I already know how to do that. You don't have to tell me.
You upgraded to Nepo.
Basically. It's just like, I've just unlocked so much stuff that like it's just so easy now. The missions.
Word.
Anything else you've been playing, man?
It's a lot of fun. Like I actually enjoy like swinging around the city. It's a lot of fun. It's just like in the movie when he's like at the end of all the movies, he just swings around the city.
Yeah,
It's like that, but you're actually controlling it, and it's really awesome. But that's pretty much been it. I've been having a little bit of trouble only because, like I said, I've gotten a little farther than I actually should have. So there are things that are still foreign to me that I shouldn't have access to, like because the bad guys upgrade along with you. So when I upgraded without having that XP, they've become overpowered, and it's kind of hard getting past them.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. That's all I've really been playing.
Okay.
Just been doing a lot of that.
that's cool, man.
All right. So do we want to go ahead and wrap this up? I mean, I can. The only other thing that I could. Well, I have two things that I could talk about. Only one thing that I will talk about. But I mean, unless y'all got something else, we can wrap this thing up.
I really have nothing else.
Yeah, me neither, man.
Okay. So real quick, I finished the 2 seasons of The Handmaid's Tale. It's just as compelling, albeit disturbing, all at the same time. But I thought it's been a good watch. I have enjoyed it so far. And then I started over Daredevil. I'm watching Daredevil season 3 with my girl, and I finally caught the Mass Effect thing. If you watch the recap, if you watch the recap of the Daredevil up to season 3, the music in the background is the dream sequence music. Is the dream sequence music from Mass Effect 3?
When you're like,
yeah, but it's the dream sequence music with the that it,
okay,
that it does. Yeah, it's that. It's like for real. Go to fucking go to Netflix and look for the season 3. Look for the recap of Daredevil, and it's like it's clear as day. That's fucking Mass Effect. Like it is. They didn't change anything about the song at all. But but I really enjoyed that at the time I watched it before. But another thing, last thing that I have before we wrap this thing up, I have finally convinced Sherry to do Casual Conversation as an actual show, and it is going to be on the feed. It is now officially called Casual Conversation by the Digicast. And I do have the first episode.
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Word. I don't know how many people actually got that.
Very few.
I got it.
Okay. But yeah, so I have the first episode, and there's going to be more of that to come. I'm trying to bolster the library a bit and bring in more shows because I think I do at some point want to start backing off this a little bit more and focusing on other things, well, including like running the whole thing and the painting and of course, out of everything, like what I've talked about at the beginning of the show, my health is like super fucking important at this point. Like when it starts going bad, it becomes super fucking important.
Yeah.
So I think like taking the time that I spend here and the dream team and all that kind of stuff and putting that to like furthering myself is probably going to be a good thing. I don't think it's going to be until I know for a fact that I do want to ride out the year, but I at some point I do want to back away from this. It may start off slowly where I'm on like every few episodes, or just like at some point I'm just going to be like, yep, I'm done. But there'll be plenty of time.
You can come on every quarter for our quarterly review.
You know what? I thought about I got to figure out how to pull it off. It probably has to be done on Skype, but like for the patrons, I'm still working on the Patreon thing. But for the patrons, I know a few different podcasts do like a monthly roundtable, where it's a roundtable discussions with listeners about like topics, gaming or whatever. I think that might be a cool idea, and maybe I could just run that. Something like that. So like more details when the details happen, including the Patreon and all that kind of stuff, because I'm trying to tie everything into the Patreon. But I know the weird part about trying to set up a Patreon for everything is like, I know that there's some people that are here because of one reason, some people are here because of another reason, and I got to try to find a way to tie it all together, which is that's been the most difficult part of trying to do the Patreon. But I am going to do that. And also, the painting YouTube channel, I have like 43 subscribers now. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
And when I get to 50, I am doing a giveaway where I'm going to set up a video where I talk about the giveaway and then pick someone who leaves a comment on the video, and then I'll find out what they want me to make, and then I'll do a video, maybe even a live video about the painting that they want me to make.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, well, when I can stand.
Right.
When I can stand.
When you can stand, not just like when you can stand Chase, right?
No, I can't stand Chase. So like, I don't think that's going to change. But but like, yeah, so like it'll be everything, like there's like so much going on, not just like personal stuff, but like for GGR and for Scarcasm, for the Digicast, and for everything else. I thought about talking to Pimp about doing a episode about like his live streams. I've been catching Pimp's live streams. You can check him out on YouTube. We should probably put a link to that in the show.
His live streams are on our YouTube in a playlist on the main page.
Okay, then yeah, just go to our YouTube and find his through that playlist, because it's like super interesting, and like he is doing through live streaming what I used to do with the SmackDown versus Raw games, where I would like take out all of the actual real wrestlers because I wasn't really watching wrestling, and just put it in a whole bunch of created wrestlers and basically create a universe based off of creations. And like, the group that he's a part of has made some incredibly detailed stuff. Like, like there's one of the wrestlers wears an Allen Iverson jersey. Why? Because he does. You know what I mean? Like, but the only problem that I have with it is like stupid fucking YouTube stuff where they have to turn off the music, which I think it would be a lot better if it had the music that was attached to these wrestlers and stuff like that. So you see them like walking to the ring and they're like walking all slow or like doing like stuff or whatever like that. But with no music, he's just walking out there and the crowd is just like, yay, he's here. And he just goes, and they go, yay, and that's pretty much it. Like, it don't have that other, like, it's not until you watch one of these that he and the people that are part of the group, because he shared a few in the Discord, and I know he shared at least one other person's videos, but like, it's not until you watch it. And like, even if you used to watch wrestling before, you don't understand how important the music is to wrestling or rap. Is how important the music is to wrestling. So, yeah. So that's everything. I think we covered most of it. I mean, because I haven't been here in 2 weeks, I have way more stuff I could discuss. But I think we've pretty much got this thing taken care of. I've gotten a ton of new vape devices and vape juices. I just got to find out a way to making something for the vapors, because we need to talk about this stuff. I got this tank. I bought a Mesh Pro, and this thing is awesome. weird. It's awesomely weird. But this isn't the place to really talk about that.
That's going to be it. That should be your new Twitter. Awesomely weird.
Yeah, awesomely weird.
With the middle name is like actual L-E-E.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna change it to Leigh.
Lay. Like Lay.
No, that's Lee.
I know, but I always see it as Lay.
Yeah, I'm totally changing that now because I have Algae Rhythm there now.
Algae Rhythm can eat. No, R.I.P. He was good.
R.I.P.
Just like Chester Harrison, poor guy. R.I.P.
Word.
Poor Raleigh. Gone too soon.
Gone too damn soon. All right, so Awesomely Weird is now my new Twitter name. It's done. Again, thank you all for checking out the podcast, whether you check it out through the video version or the feed or however you do it. We appreciate it, and we appreciate everything that you've done for the shows, and we appreciate having the ability to do this for you. So, from myself, Scarfinger, Chase, and Sam, we thank you from the bottom of our farts. You know what? I wanted to make it seem like not as like sappy as it was sounding, so I said farts instead of hearts. But we do thank you. So until next time, this is Scarcasm, and we're out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.
We're clear.
We are clear. Clear as day, except I haven't stopped the live stream. Oh my god, what are we gonna do?
I gotta figure out something to do. Like, I say peace out to the Warriors, but like I gotta figure out something to say at the end of the show that includes that includes like something to say that makes people feel like we're remembering. I'm remembering like Jay Bird and Big Boy and some of the people that we've lost, and not just Mason. Like, that's kind of a, it's kind of a thing. Oh, I didn't talk about that. See, it's too much. It's too much.
You can still talk about it. You can still call. We're still live.
Okay. I finally got those paintings to. I finally got those paintings to Meath, and he's like taking pictures of them hanging in his house, which I think is like fucking dope. And he really loves them all, which I was really worried about it. But apparently, like we thought when we recorded that show, when I showed them, he actually went and found the video just so he could see them. So he saw them before, I kind of knew what I was doing when I did it, but I wanted more people to go look at the video. But yeah. So he saw them before he actually received them. So it took him a few days once he received it to actually open it up.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm going to take this pill, and this pill makes me incredibly drowsy.
Oh, I was going to say something before y'all took off. Are we not recording anymore?
Oh,